So this is how it looks like when you after you install the drain cap, tie them down, and all these holes are, when the water fill up from here, it should go through those holes and into that drain. So before we do that, just do a little experiment around there. So we put all these in there. Hopefully, even though you put in here, but if it didn't drain in here, then why is that? We'll figure out why. Now those holes supposed to be, for draining purpose. If it doesn't, then what's good in there for, right? So yeah, after I install these and I do the little testing, the water didn't go through, and those holes are plugged with the X-cut liner there. So I'm going to take this off and find out if those holes should be clear so the water can go in. Stay tuned. Yeah, the silicone start to dry a little bit, and right now we have 4 bolts off, and as you can see, those holes are supposed to drain the water even from here or from the top. But if you plug like that with the X-cut, then the water really don't get anywhere to go. So I'm just going to push it back right now and just make a little mark, so when I flip over and see if there is something we should do about it. I just push down and I use a little screw, just make a little, not go through, but just make a little mark in there. So as you can see, the little mark there, it's pretty much on the edge of these, and that's why we want to really cutting it the hole so the water can go down, right? That's what I'm thinking. Just want to double check again, just make sure, yeah. So I have these in here. If I cut through, yeah. So technically you do want to cut it off, circle all around, because otherwise it just plug all the drain holes. So let's do that. Maybe just do a little bit from there, and we can just take a quick look if those holes are clear. Yeah, it does, because you do need to cut these little pieces off around, and else is you are really plucking all the drain holes. And the thing is that, you know, if you plug the drain hole, then you lose the purpose of having those holes. And you already have a silicone underneath. So it's you know, the O-ring makes the O-ring so it seals there. So as you can see, now we have a hole clearance, have a water goes down. All right, so let's put this thing back in. I know it's a little bit difficult without seeing it, and it always, you know, hard to pull through after you take them off, because it's basically you have to, you know, lift up a little bit and poke it through, and then you can do that. All right, otherwise, you know, you're just pushing on the rubber and poking through, and then have these. Sometimes it's hard to line up, because, so that's a good thing we do that experimenting, and so that's why you have to cut out instead of putting an X. All right, because we have a silicone underneath, it's a good amount. Now we put this back in. Well, just do a little cleanup before we do anything else, you know, just some excessive silicone around. Right. Was down there we have previously applied. So now, as you can see, we can see all those holes clear, and we're going to do some tests later on. So when I tie this, we just, instead of use the, you know, the whole plier, we just use a little front, and then I can feel how tight that is, instead of you know, over tight, and you might break. See, I can it's more feeling when you tie, just using the, you know, the top, because this is a plastic. It's not really, you know, something you want to over tight and it breaks, and yeah, it feels good. So also you can see, you know, the silicone on the bottom, it pushes up, so you're making the seals on the O-ring, and so the water is not going to backflow, and also the drain hole is clear. And let's do some tests. let's do something just around here. So as you can see, the water was full in here and then it drains down. And also we can do a test on this one. See, now the water is there, and it start to here, you see this drain hole, and it also goes down from here too, because when you cut open like the factory recommended, then the water, the drain goes down and in everywhere, even though the small hole, you know, all these holes, see, it eventually goes down. So that's good thing. And I hope, oh geez, I shouldn't do that. I just pushed the O-ring, but don't worry, it has enough silicone underneath, so it's a good thing. All right. Also, just want to make sure, you know, just filling the hole there with no silicone. That we got a little bit of silicone, we get it off. So make sure all those holes are clear with no obstruction. See, I can even go down. You see the pins. See, it goes down. Water goes down. All right. So just do a little cleanup after you you know, install. Just a little small pins go through there. It should you know, help you down the road, eliminate all the flooding. All right, thank you. I'm pouring some water into this shower pan, and as you can see, water are seeping through on those drain holes going down, and it should be stopped when it's reached this level, because when you reach below the, you know, the surface of these, the water should stay there. So I'll just wait until the water drain to the level of these pans, and I'll go downstairs, make sure there's no leaking through anywhere on my ceiling or anything like that. Okay.